perfection, I had became a perfected crackhead. So I had chose that role to use as a mean to perfect, right? So I found imperfection in that. However, when I was able to find someone like yourself who speaks of interpower or interbeing and my connection with God, I used to think he was something far that I had to find until I realized that he was right here all the time. I had gained strength, right? And when I decided to do something different, I started to perfect those things as well. So, you know, the way I feel like you can perfect whatever you want to in this universe. It depends on what you want to perfect, right? That's why I asked you that question. And for you, I am common sense from the field, a brother from the hood, and I suffer from, you say you're a social engineer, right?
She's a social scientist.
You're a social scientist because I am socially dysfunctional, a socially dysfunctional black man because I suffer from Negro psychosis, schizophrenic. What do I mean? Every time I pass by some brothers sometime, if they have a certain exterior about themselves, I get like a little leery, like, what are these Negroes finna do now, right? For real, this is real stiff. And the thing is like, why should I be nervous with my own so-called people? And another thing is like, how can we really protect one another if I don't really know where you're coming from? And what are the statistics on people who bring havoc on themselves as opposed to the police just coming busting a doctor inside his head? How do I know if he's Lil Pookie in the hood that just broke in my mama house, or he's Dr. Williams who just finished from Yale? So who do we protect? How do we know who we're protecting? And what is the source and what does it mean? And what's going to be the solution?
Do you mean to respond to that? Sure, well, you brother from the hood, right?
All the time.
Okay, I'm a brother from the hood. I'm from the hood too, okay? Neighborhood. Put neighbor in hood, number one. Number two, your body language will tell you when you get ready to step into a set whether you're welcome or not, right? You don't roll into a group wearing blue or red. If you know that's the color of red, you can wear blue and ask why they're coming after me. That's insight. So how do I become aware of my social, legal components when I'm confronted with the police? How am I aware of the circumstances of my rights? This whole panel is to discuss if you don't know your rights, if your brother from Leroy from the hood, then we're going to educate you on your rights. We're got a classroom to make you aware of your rights. And this is basically an introductory process. Say, these are the teachers sit in front of the classroom, say, students, we're going to have a classroom to educate you on the process. Now again, to take the time to say, how do you recognize little Joe, little you from the hood, you should know. You should know when body language speak and which you should be and which you should not be. Okay, so how do we intellectualize that in a way? You know where you should be, you know where you shouldn't be. You see, you can't go in and manifest a change in the neighborhood and come in on the crusader, no.
Right.
You come in and learn out who the generals are and get a relationship with them. So it's about creating that relationship. Then you can move in the next level. The people are like I said, the scholars are here. They're here in the neighborhood. They got degrees, letters, but they from the hood too.
Right.
So the point is, they sit up and say, look, I've gone through the initiation process. You know, so I'm banging your mind and your head so you get intellectually aware of the process. So I understand you being, you know.
But I don't want to protect Rome because it's painful already.
I understand. When you say feel, everyone is entitled to their feelings. I embrace and understand your feelings. I cannot change your feelings. I can have a mental conversation to have you think about how you're feeling or why you're feeling. And we go to that mental level of discussion. And we have that mental discourse. So if you're angry,
your office, I see you every day.
That's right.
Because I need to talk.
We know. I
got a mental problem.
Yes, sir. And I see you every time you see me coming through here. I give you the stage and stop the killing. So again, they just say, what's your name again?
Common sense.
Okay, common sense.
Not common sense.
I know, but common sense. Common sense. We recognize we got a dime worth of information. You got 10 people, but that's twice the nickel of in terms of understanding. Or 10 times 5, 2 times 5 is 10. So if I got spiritual, financial, and the legal side working to ma'at, when they stepped through and said this is ma'at, that was the basis of this general conversation.
Yes, sir.
So we're working in and walking in ma'at. So you got the ma'at presence right here. So So we saying, okay, my brother, common sense. My door's open 6 days a week.
Okay.
And you see me, come on now, you know.
I'm gonna hold you back.
Don't act like I don't exist.
Alright.
I sit around out front.
Okay.
You know, I ain't front, you see me every day go by, okay, I understand. So I'm gonna give the mic back to our scholars, and you can thank you for your acknowledgement, brothers, and we embrace your feelings, so I get the mic back and hotel.
Hotel.
Are you familiar with the war protesters' assets being seized?
I'm sorry?
The policies that were passed that allow the war protesters' assets to be seized away?
No, I'm not.
Censored 25 censored stories.
I'm sorry?
There's a website that dictates the top 25 censored stories every year. Top 25 censored. And they've written about this about 10 years ago. And I've seen some of these events happening too, personally, as a financial professional. And what you do is so important because not only are they seizing war protesters' assets, but anyone that they deem to be a war protester and anyone who helps them, their assets are also being seized. And what you do
Is this internationally?
is the U.S. policy. It's our policy here. I'll send you the link.
I haven't heard of that, but I think when it comes to most of us black grassroots activists and organizers, we don't really have assets for them to see. So we're coming from a different.
Oh, you'll be very
playing
surprised
field.
because when they're talking about seizing war protesters' assets, that's any protester, the definition when you see it. So the assets could be, your home, your family home, your pension plan, any asset that could be seizable. So
When you say war protesters, is that a generic term for protest?
you have to see the letters, the specifics. So basically,
so that's generic for
it's a very
protest.
generic the way
I
it's
see what
worded.
you're saying.
It came up right around the Iraq thing, around 2010 or 7 or something like that. But the way they've been attaching, it's been very alarming. And I think you guys will really be interested to know about that if you haven't already.
Yeah, we really would. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
Does that refer to like the Vietnam professors? Would that be applicable to that were protesting the
It
Vietnam
started out with the Iraq War, right? Protesters going after their assets. But the terms and conditions of the policy of that thing was so widespread it could be used for almost anything. It's like whoever they declare to be a war protester, basically.
It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
about war.
Oh, it doesn't have to be about war.
It's so generic. It's alarming.
I know that one way that they have targeted black organizers and activists is via bringing charges against us. So a lot of us have fought legal charges. I'm one of those people who had to sit through a 3-week trial, for not breaking any laws, but just exercising my First Amendment right.
And that's why it's so important, again, to understand policies and to plan ahead of time. Because even when you are positioning your assets within a trust or annuity concepts to have the shelters, often there's a look back period. So if your assets are shifted within a certain period, you'll still be seizable or attachable. But if you plan it ahead of time of any fire coming abroad, then you are protected assets that can't attach them to even with these kind of policies in place.
Folks, I'm sorry, I just wanted to actually follow up and say that the way in which the federal government has constructed a new category, it's called the Black Extremist Identity. So there is now a legal category that targets black activists based upon a couple of characteristics. One, they say that their ideology is black-centric, Afrocentric, right? So they call them, as opposed to white supremacists, they call them black supremacists. That's one of the categories, right? The other one is black folk who are organizing, right? And I'm sure
The thing is, like, they're coming with microscopic and macroscopic trust specifically, and having legal team and healthcare team and financial policy team to protect you is very important.